Hare Krishna and humble salutations. I'm Shrutika Pillai and you're watching your ultimate Hindu magazine program right here on 3. Today we celebrate the divine consciousness that pulses within our faith. We feature an amazing initiative by the Sri Shiva Subramaniam Temple in Newcastle to cement the future of Hindu Dharma in northern KwaZulu-Natal. Anuradha ensures we keep the divine consciousness alive through our food, while we continue our spiritual journey with Yoga for Wellness and Niramayan. The Sri Shiva Subramaniam Temple Society in Newcastle has won recognition for their efforts in uniting the Hindu community, integrating the various Hindu languages as part of their regular worship. In a mammoth project, their efforts bore fruit recently when they unveiled the largest murti of Lord Shiva in northern Natal. Standing over 6 meters high, the imposing murti has become a place of interest for all, and more importantly, a tribute to the ultimate truth behind the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya.
One day, my daughter-in-law, Rani, her name was, she came home and she says, "Ma, we decided with her mama to have a temple here." She saw two ladies praying just here because they saw some puttu growing or something. So she came and then she says to me, "We want to start." The next day when I came home from work, I find my yard is empty. What happened? No, she took the windy house. Who took the windy house? Rani Kaki. Rani brought the windy house and set it right here. The windy house was a temple that time.
This temple, the time we started off in 1980 when we bought this property. 81, we started off with the puttu. 82, we put up the windy house. And that's the first time our Kavadi started.
We used to go to Glencoe, Dundee and all, and that time transport was very difficult for us. So we decided to make a small temple in Newcastle.
The magnetic nature of this temple is phenomenal, because 15 years ago my involvement was basically on a Saturday having a party. On a Sunday morning, when the Kavadi is on, we'd stand in the corner and hand out milk. And that was Kavadi for us. And slowly but surely, I said, you know, the power of this temple, as I indicated, is so great. And we started getting involved in the other activities of the temple. And very, very soon we realized, you know, this was home away from home. This was the place, the calling here was such that we had to be part of it.
You know, from the humble start of a Wendy house, the founder members of the temple built the temple that we are sitting in, and we then, as the follow-on generation, carried on with the legacy that they left.
I've seen this place grow. With every chairman that came here, it went with one brick.
It was a dream of some of our members after being inspired by the Shiva Murti in Mauritius, to bring back something to the community of northern Natal, not just Newcastle. And for those people that cannot afford traveling abroad, they can, you know, partake in a major Shivaratri function on our doorstep. So that was some of the motivation for why we had embarked on this project.
We had a fundraiser, and I must say the public of Newcastle and the business, they just opened their pockets out to us and their heart out. When our grandparents and our ancestors came here, they built temples and schools. But one day when we are gone, what our grandchildren are going to ask, what did you all do when you all were born in this country? So there's a Shiva Murti there that is there to say that we've done this.
One of the ideas of placing the Murti there, it overlooks the entire community. So as you drive down the road, your first sight of the Murti is, it takes you into amazement.
When we had the unveiling of the Shiva Murti, on the night of that, when we unveiled, we found a snake just came out from nowhere, went through the public that was seated here. There's about over 2,000 people that were sitting. The snake went through the people and nobody screamed snake, snake and running around. Everybody was stunned because this was a real shocker. It shows you the sat that this temple has got. And the snake went straight to the big lingam that we got there in the front. From there it went to the puttu. It came back to the ling and it went to the puttu and we never saw it again.
As a Hindu community of Newcastle, our temple is in the privileged position of having, different dialects. Our constitution also is a very guiding document that not forces us, but guides us in terms of the Hindu calendar and how will we conduct ourselves at the temple. And I think the spin-off from the Murti project has been that we have reinitiated a lot of our observances, our satsangs on Tuesdays, for instance. The youth are getting much more involved, and it's I think something that we really wanted to see, and we hope it will continue.
It is so heartening during our rituals and prayers that are being performed here. When we see a lot of when I say our children, well, they are adults now, but they are working with us in Johannesburg or Durban. And when we have these prayers and when we have these activities, the calling is there. They are attracted, they will take off and they will come here and be involved. And if you notice today, there's a lot of children running around because that's also part of our vision. The present committee, the vision is to inculcate in the youngsters our way of life in terms of Hinduism, religion and culture. So we have got them involved, even in our bhajan group. We've got the youngsters coming through, involved in the bhajan group because we want them now to take it forward.
As they say, a teacher teaches a young child and he becomes a doctor. And that's how I want it to be here at this temple.